So good morning everyone. Today I am going to discuss the classification of different blocks in modern periodic table. In the last video lecture I have discussed the modern periodic table characteristics, group, columns and history of the periodic table. Okay. So first S block elements. So S block means, as I discussed, group 1 and group 2 alkali metals and alkaline earth metals are called S block elements. So the element of the group 1, that is alkali metals, and group 2, that is alkaline earth metals, with valence shell electronic configuration NS1 and NS2 respectively, belong to the S block elements. So group 1 means NS1, n equals to 1 principal quantum number. Group 2 NH2, n equals to 2. So group 1 and group 2 is collectively known as S block element. Valence of group 1 elements is 1 and those of group 2 is 2. Because in group 1 number of valence electron is 1, in group 2 number of valence electron is 2. Since they have low ionization enthalpy, they show strong tendency to donate electrons for group 1 because it contains 1 electrons. So later we will discuss what is ionization enthalpy. We know how much energy required to pull out the outermost shell electron from a gaseous atom. So that is the ionization enthalpy. So the metallic character and reactivity increases down the group. Due to their high reactivity, these elements are never found in free state, rather in combined state. The S block elements, with exception of lithium and beryllium, predominantly from ionic compounds. Now, characteristics. The elements of the periodic table in which the last electron enter in S orbital are called S block elements. So last electron should be entered in S block elements. S subshell can be accommodated a maximum of 2 electrons. S orbital can accommodate maximum how many electrons? 2 electrons. Their general formula for NS1 and NS2 respectively, where n equals to 1 to 7, because there are 7 periods, so n is 1 means first period. So group 1 elements are known as alkali metals because they react with water to form alkali. Group 2 elements are known as alkaline earth metals because their oxides reacts with water to form alkali, and these found in soil and earth. So total number of S block element is 14. Francium 87 and radium 88 is radioactive elements, while hydrogen and helium are gaseous elements. Cesium and francium are liquid elements, belong to the S group elements. So S block means group 1 and group 2. Group 1 contains 1 electron in its valence shell. Group 2 contains 2 electron in its valence shell. So group 1 is called alkali metals, group 2 is called alkaline earth metals. Now come to P block elements. Okay, so P block elements comprise the elements belong to the 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 and 18 group. These P block elements along with S block elements are known as representative elements, as I have discussed or already told you during the discussion of modern periodic table, long modern periodic table. The outermost shell configuration of P block element NS to NP 1 to 6, because P orbital, it has 3 suborbital degenerate px, py, pz. So each orbital contains maximum 2 electrons. So p orbital maximum contains 6 electrons. If p contains 1, so that's why the general configuration of P block elements NS to NP 1 to 6. Each period is terminated by a noble gas with a closed valence shell with electronic configuration NH to NP6. P block elements means group 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 and 18 group. These p blocks elements generally with s block elements are termed as a representative elements. An outermost cell electronic configuration NS2 NP 1 to 6. So each period is terminated by noble gas closed valence shell with electronic configuration NS2 NP6. So we follow always the noble gas configuration, because during the formation of ionic bond or covalent bond or coordinate covalent bond, every element or atom has a tendency to acquire the nearest noble gas configuration, because this is the stable configuration. So NS2 NP6 octet. In case of helium, it is a doublet. Since noble gases have completely filled orbitals, in the valence shell and are very stable, it becomes very difficult to alter their stable arrangement by addition or removal of electrons. Although we have seen that in p block elements, so many reactions of p block elements, but in generally some inert gas elements reacts with some elements to form new compounds. So they exhibit very low chemical reactivity. Due to their high stability, they are very much reluctant to react. So elements of 17 group are called halogens, salt producer, while that of 16 group are called chalcogens, ore forming. So elements of 17 group means, if you see fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine, astatine, this is the halogen group, and chalcogen group means oxygen, sulfur, selenium, tellurium, polonium. So these are the group 16. These two groups of elements have high negative electron gain enthalpy. Again, electron gain enthalpy, that will be discussed later. So how much energy released or liberated when a gaseous atom captures or receives an electron in its valence shell. So electron gain enthalpy means energy released or liberated, but electron ionization potential means, or ionization energy means, how much energy required to pull out the outermost shell electron from a gaseous atom. So one is endothermic, another is exothermic. Clear? So these two groups of elements high electron gain enthalpy, hence can readily gain 1 or 2 electrons respectively to attain noble gas configuration. The metallic character increases from top to bottom within a group, and non-metallic character increases across the period in this block. They form mostly covalent compounds. So metallic character increases from top to bottom. If you see top to bottom, if you see the modern periodic table, when you move from fluorine to iodine, metallic character increases, but non-metallic character increases across the period in this p block element. So they form covalent compounds. So what are the features of p block elements? The elements of the periodic table in which the last electron gets filled up in the p orbital. So the last electron should be entered in the p orbital simply. P subshell can accommodate maximum 6 electrons. Why? Because it has 3 suborbital, degenerate orbital, px, py, pz. So you know each orbital contains maximum 2 electrons. According to Hund's rules, electron first fill up singly, then pair up if available. Okay. So let's move. General formula p block elements already discussed. NS2 p1 to 6, where n equals to 2 to 6. The zero group elements having general formula NS2 NP6 are inert. Zero group, which is zero group? Zero group is group 18, that is inert gas element. So group 18 is called zero group because their energy levels are fully filled, they are very much stable. Okay, The total number of p block elements. Total number of p block elements in the periodic table is 30, excluding helium. There are 9 gaseous elements. What are they? Neon, argon, krypton, xenon, radon, fluorine, chlorine, oxygen, and nitrogen. So these are the 9 gaseous elements belonging to the p block. Gallium and bromine are liquid. The step-like thick lines drawn in the periodic table in the p block divide elements into metal, non-metal, and metalloids. So metal, non-metal, metalloids already I have told you, astatine, arsenic. So these are the metalloids. So these are the p block elements. What are the general configuration? NH2, NP, 1 to 6. Okay, why? Because p orbital has 3 subdegenerate orbital, px, py, pz. So p orbital, how many gases elements? There are 9 gases elements, liquid elements 2, bromine and gallium, the 2 liquids. Okay, so these are the p block elements. Next, move on d block elements, which is known as also transition elements. D block elements. These are the elements of group 3 to 12. Group 3 to 12 in the center of the periodic table between the S block and P block elements. As I told you during the discussion of long modern periodic table or modern periodic table, it consists of 18 vertical columns. Group 1 and group 2 S block, and group 3 to group 12 is transition element. In this transition element also there is an inner transition element which is known as a block element, and from group 13 to group 18 is known as P block element. Okay, so there are the elements of the group 3 to 12 in the center of the periodic table between the S block and P block, between the S block and P block elements. So these are the characterized by filling the inner d orbitals by electrons, therefore referred to as d block elements. These elements have the general outer electronic configuration. So you should remember general outer electronic configuration for S block NS 1 to 2, P block NS to NP 1 to 6, and for D block within first packet n minus 1 d to the power 1 to 10 ns 0 to 2. So n is principal quantum number, d maximum content. How many electrons? 10 electrons, because d orbital has a 5 suborbital, dxy, dyz, dxz, dx square minus y square and dz square. So all 5 suborbitals are degenerate orbitals. So that's why d orbital contain maximum 10 electrons. So that's why n minus 1 general configuration d 1 to 10, ns 0 to 2. They are all metals. They generally form color complex. Exhibit variable oxidation state. They show different type of oxidation state. They show paramagnetic behavior used as a catalyst. So they exhibit or shows paramagnetic as well as diamagnetic behavior. Paramagnetic means contains unpaired electron. Diamagnetic means contains no unpaired electron. So also used as a catalyst. However, zinc, cadmium and mercury group 12 due to electronic configuration n-1 d10 ns2. So zinc, cadmium, mercury. So ns2 n-d10, that means zinc is 30, d orbital is fulfilled. So there is no vacant, no unfilled. So full d orbital is fully filled for zinc, cadmium, mercury. So for these 3 elements, so electronic configuration n-1 d 10 ns2 do not show most of the properties of transition elements. Why? Because d orbital is fulfilled. So hence sometimes regarded as a pseudo transition elements, and these d block elements can also be called transition element because of forming a bridge between chemically active elements of S block and less active elements of 13th and 14th group of P block. 13 means group 13 means boron, aluminum, gallium, indium, thallium, and group 14 means carbon, silicon, germanium, tannous, lead. So that is the D block. Again I recap what is the D block. D block starting from group 3 to group 12. It has outer electronic configuration general n-1, D1 to 10, Ns 0 to 2. In case of zinc, cadmium, mercury, its electronic configuration n-1, D10, Ns2. Okay, so D block element can also be called transition element because of forming a bridge between the chemically active elements of S block and less active elements of group 13 and 14 group of P block elements. So now, what are the characteristics of D block elements? The element of the periodic table in which the last electron gets filled, or simply electron should enter in the d orbital called d block element, like S block, like P block. D block elements are placed in the groups named 3 to 12, or these group in between group 3 and 12 the D block elements lies. In D block elements, the electron gets filled up in the d subcell of the penultimate cell. D block elements lie between S and P block elements. The general formula of these elements is n-1 S2 P6 D1 to 10 Ns 1 to 2, where n equals to 4 to 7. All of these elements are metals. Out of all the D block elements, mercury is the only liquid element. So in all transition element, only mercury is the liquid element. So this is the characteristics, features of D block element. So from D block element, from this slide we came to know that the general structure of D block element and from which group, starting group 3 and end group 12. Okay, so these are all the metals, only mercury is liquid. Next, move on A block element. Elements in which the last electron enters. Any of the seventh orbital of the respective penultimate cell are called A block element. Although the details of the A block element is not included, okay, we just know the main characteristics of A block element. You know A block means total suborbital is 7, so maximum electron can accommodate 14 electrons. So place separately bottom of the periodic table. One row of elements at the bottom of the periodic table called lanthanides from cerium to lutetium, and the other row is called actinoids from thorium to lawrencium. These have the outer electronic configuration n-2 F1 to 14 and n-1 D0 to 1 NS2. Since the last electron added to each element is filled in A orbital, these two series of elements are hence called inner transition element. They are all metals. Properties of these elements with each series is quite similar. The early actinoids have complex chemistry than the corresponding lanthanides due to the possible charge number of oxidation state for these elements. All the actinoids are radioactive elements. These elements after uranium known as transuranium elements. In actinoids, thorium protactinium, uranium are natural radioactive, and neptunium to lawrencium are man-made radioactive element. So what are the characteristics of a block elements? The elements of periodic table in which tail electron gets filled up in ab orbital, that means last electron should be filled in the ab orbital, called a block element. F block elements are from atomic number 58 to 71 and from 90 to 103. The lanthanide occur in nature to low abundance, and therefore these are called rare earth elements. There are 28 F block elements in the periodic table. The elements from atomic number 58 to 71 are called lanthanides because they come after lanthanum, and the elements from 90 to 103 are called actinides because they come after actinium. All the actinides elements are radioactive. All the elements after atomic number 92, that is uranium, are transuranic elements. The general formula of these elements N-2 S2P6 D10 F1 to 14 N-1 S2P6 0 to 1 NS2. So this is the formula N-2 S2P6 D10 F1 to 14 N-1 S2P6 0 1 to 2 NS2, while N equals to N to 6. So this is the characteristics of F block elements. So I have discussed both all four blocks elements of modern periodic table, that is S block, P block, D block and A block elements. Next moves on types of element. Types of element already discussed little bit. Representative elements, inert gas element, transition element and inert transition element. But in this case we can discuss broadly which element called transition element, which element called inert gas elements. So first, types of element. Niels Bohr classification. Using electronic configuration as a criteria, we generally recognize four general type of elements. So we have seen in modern periodic table four types of elements. One is representative elements, transition elements, inert transition elements, okay, and also alkali and alkali earth metals, okay. The classification of the elements into these groups is dependent on the extent to which SPDF orbitals are filled. S and P orbital of the outermost shell of these elements are completely filled. The outermost electronic configuration is NH2NP6, inert gas. You are talking right now. We are talking about inert gas. Inert gas means except helium, all the inert elements possess NH2NP6, that is 80 electrons that fill up octet rules, except helium, doublet He2. Helium also inert gas, but its electronic configuration is 1s2. Number 2, representative element or normal elements. Outermost shell of these elements is incomplete. The number of electrons in the outermost shell is less than 8. Inner shell are complete. S and P block elements except inert gas are called representative elements. So that's why actually we classify here four type, means we know P block and S block all are known as representative element, but P block again classified here in two types, inert gas and representative elements. So representative elements are normal elements S block and P block except group 18, that is inert gas. S and P block elements except inert gas are called normal or representative elements. Now transition elements. Last two cell of these elements, namely outermost and penultimate cell, last two cells of these elements, transition elements, namely outermost and penultimate cells, are incomplete oxidation state as well as in its stable oxidation state. So, oxidation state as well as in its stable oxidation state. The last cell contains 1 or 2 electrons. So, last cell contains 1 or 2 electrons, and the penultimate cell may contain more than 8 or up to 18 electrons. 8 or up to 18 electrons. So their outermost electronic configuration is similar to d block elements, n-1, d 1 to 10, ns 1 to 2. According to definition of transition elements, those elements which have partly filled d orbital in neutral state or any stable state oxidation state are called transition elements. According to this definition, zinc, cadmium, mercury are d block elements but not transition elements because these elements have d10 configurations in neutral as well as stable class 2 oxidation state. Inner transition elements, in these elements, last three cell, that is last penultimate cell are incomplete. Last penultimate and penultimate cell are incomplete. These are related to group 3. The last cell contains 2 electrons. Penultimate cell may contains 8 or 9 electrons, and penultimate cell contains more than 8 electrons, or more than 18 electrons up to 32 electrons. So their outermost electronic configuration is similar to the block elements: n-2 F14, n-1 S2, n-1 P6, n-1 021 D, and ns2. So this is the classification of types of elements: inner transition elements, which elements are called inner transition elements, which elements are called transition element, which elements are called representative elements, which elements are called inert gas, that I have already discussed. Next, move on. Metals, non-metals and metalloids. So metals and non-metals and metalloids. Which element are to be said metals, non-metals and metalloids? Despite a classification of elements into SPDF, another broad classification of elements based on their properties. These elements can be broadly classified into metals. Majority of the elements in periodic table are metals. So most of the elements are metals. Appears on the left hand side of the periodic table. What are the properties of them? These are usually solid at room temperature, exception mercury. They have high melting point, boiling point, exception gallium and cesium. They have very low melting point, 303 to 302 Kelvin. They are good conductor of heat and electricity. Okay. And they are malleable, can be flattened into sheets by hammering, and ductile, can be drawn into wires. So these are the characteristics of metal. Non-metal, these are placed at the top of the right side. Of the periodic table. As we move horizontally along a period, the property of elements changes from metallic to non-metallic. So from left to right. So this is the non-metals. What are the properties? So these are usually solids or gases at room temperatures. They have low melting point and boiling point, exception boron and carbon. Most non-metallic solids are brittle and are neither malleable nor ductile. So next portion is metalloids, semi-metals. Properties of these elements shows the characteristics of both metals and non-metals. Metalloid means the elements which shows both metal and non-metals. Silicon, germanium, arsenic, antimony and tellurium are metalloids. Predicting atomic number of successive member in a group or family. Okay. Predicting atomic number of successive member in a group or family. We have gone through the magic number. Knowing the atomic number of the first member of a group, we can write the atomic number of the subsequent element by adding given magic number. As I told several times during the discussion of modern periodic table, if you know the atomic number of fluorine, then you can easily find out the atomic number of chlorine, atomic number of bromine, atomic number of iodine, atomic number of astatine. So easily can find out, if you know the atomic number of one element of a same group, you can find out the atomic number of other element belong to the same group. So in a group 1, atomic number of hydrogen is 1 and atomic number of other element will be as follow. So a hydrogen 1 plus 2, 3, that is lithium. Lithium 3 plus 8, 11. Sodium 11 plus 8, 19. Potassium 19 plus 18, 37. Okay. Rubidium 37 plus 18, 55. Cesium. Okay. So hydrogen, lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium and so on. So magic number, if you see here, look this. This is the group number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 or 0 groups. This is the second period, third period, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh period. What will happen? In the P block, this is the 8, this is the 2. Okay. So first here if you see this 8, then 8, 18, then 8, 8, then 18, then 18, then 32. In case of inert gas, 8, 8, 18, 18, 32. 8, 8 means helium 2, neon 8. Okay, neon is 10, 10 plus, neon is 10, 10 plus 8, 18, okay, again 18 plus 18, 36 krypton, so that is the, so group 13 to 17, 8, 18, 18, 32, 8, 8, 18, 18, 32, that means actually I want to say that, suppose if you consider group 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 elements, so you know this 8, 8, 18, 18, 32. So 8 you add 18, you get this element. Again you add 18, get the element. Again you add 32, get the atomic number. Similarly here 8, again 8, again 18, just adding. Again 18, again 32, we get the atomic number. Clear? So that's why I have shown this here. Hydrogen 1, lithium 3, sodium 11, potassium 19, rubidium 37 and cesium 59. Understood, I think. Okay, so 2, 8, 8, 2, 8, 8, 18, 18. Look, 2, 2, 8, 8, 8, 8, 18, 18, 18, 18. Again you 30, add 32, get the Francium. I think you understood. So in hydrogen you add 2, you get the lithium atomic number. Again 8, adding 8, you get the atomic number of sodium. Again adding 8, get the atomic number of potassium. Again adding 18, get the atomic number of rubidium. Again adding 18, get the atomic number of cesium. So this is in this way you can remember the atomic number of the corresponding element. So group 1 to 3 and group 4 to 12, 18, 32, 32 and group 13 to 17, 8, 18, 18, 32 and 0 groups or 18 groups or inert gas group 8, 8, 18, 18, 32. you only remember this magic number, then you can easily find out the atomic number, because it is very important whenever you write down the any electronic configuration of a given element. If atomic number is given, it's fine. If atomic number is not given, then you have to find out the atomic number like this way. Okay, so next, determination of period, block and group of element. So determination of period, block and group of element. So before do this, okay, so determination of periods. Period number of the element can be predicted from the principal quantum number of the outer shell. So this portion is very important, this slide, because we can find out the periodic number as discussed earlier. How to get the periodic number? The highest value of principal quantum number. If n equals to 2 and 3, 3 will be your period number. Block. Depending on the entry of the last electron in SPDF, element is said to be belong to the that block. If electron enters, last electron enters S block, last electron enters P block, last electron enters D block, last electron enters F, then called A block element. Okay. Now group number. It is also very important. It is predicted from the number of electrons in the valence shell and penultimate shell. Number of valence shells. So number of valence shell means how many electrons present in the outermost shell of valence shell. Now, if in case of S block, number of valence shell electron, S block means number of valence shell electron equals to group number. So group number for S block, in order to find out the group number of S block, how many electrons present in the S orbital of outer shell, that is called group number. P blocks, number of valence electron plus 10. P block number of valence electron plus 10, that is the P block elements. D block number of electrons in NS orbital. So S and P, again I recap this portion. S block means how many electrons present in the outermost shell electron, that is the S block elements. P blocks means number of valence shell electron plus 10. So number of valence electron plus 10, how many electrons present in the P block elements in the valence shell electron plus 10, that is the P block, that is the group number. As you say boron, how many valence electron? 1s2, 2s2, 2p1. So 2 has the value of 2, so n equals to 2, so period is 2. How many valence electron? 2s contain 2 electrons, p1, so 2 plus 1, 3. So number of valence electron is 3. So number of valence electron is 3. That means 3 valence electrons. So how to get the group number? The group number will be the number of valence electron 3 plus 10, that is group 13. So we know group 13 boron, group 14 carbon, group 15 nitrogen, group 16 oxygen, group 17 fluorine, group 18 neon. So in this way we can find out the group number of S and P block. S simply the number of electron present in the outermost shell electron. P block number of valence shell electron plus 10, that is the P block elements. And D block elements, number of electron in NS orbital. Keep in mind, number of electron in NS orbital plus number of electron in n-1 d orbital, that is penultimate shell, that is penultimate shell. So n-d, so how many electron present in NS orbital and how many electron present in n-d orbital. So that is called group number of D block element. Always third, A block means always third group number. Okay, so there will be no problem. So again I recap this portion. This is very important because sometimes some question is given where the atomic number is not mentioned. So in order to find out the atomic number, we should know the magic numbers, okay, corresponding the groups. So group 1 magic number 2, 8, 8, 18, 18, 32. Whereas in group 13 to 17, 8, 18, 18, 32. In case of in inert gas 8, 8, 18, 18, 32. Okay. Next periodic, if you get the highest value of the principal quantum number n, that will be your period. And block, the last electron enter into that block, that is called particular block, means if enter S block, P block. Next group number, it is also very important. Group number means the last electron enters into the group number means how many electrons present in the valence shell or outermost shell for S block, that is the group number. For P block, how many electrons present in the valence shell plus 10, that is the group number of P block element. And group number of D block, how many electrons present in NS orbital plus number of electrons in N minus D subshell. So that is called group number of D block element. And A block, all of you know the third group. So that is the how to find out the period, how to find out the block, how to find out group number. So okay, so this is the very important topic. Examples: electronic configuration argon 4s2 3d10 4p6 5s1. Here you see highest value of n means principal quantum number, n equals to 5, so its period number is 5. Block number, so last electron enters into S, so it is S block elements. Prediction of group, number of NS electron is 1, so it is group number is 1. Clear? Okay. Now in case of second example, krypton 5s2 4d10 5p2. Here also n equals to 5. Here also n equals to 5. Block number P, because last electron enters into P. Prediction of group, number of NS electrons plus 10 plus NP electrons. That means actually valence shell, what is the valence shell? The valence shell is 5s2 5p2. So 5s2 5p2 means how many valence electron? 2 plus 2 4. So 4 plus 10, that is 14. Or you can write NS electron 2, NP electron 2. So NP is 2, NS 2. So 2 plus 2 plus 10. Or you can say valence shell means here 5s 5p valence shell, outermost shell, highest number of n. So 4 plus 10, that is 14. Okay, again radon 7s2 6d4 5a 14. So here n equals to 7. So 7 means 7 period, and last electron enters in what? D. So that is called D block elements. Okay. Now prediction of group. Number of electron in NS. NS means 7s. How many electron? 2. Okay. Okay. Next n minus 1 D. N minus 1 D electrons. So n minus 1 D electrons means 4. So 2 plus 4, that is 6. So it is a group number of 6. It is a group number of 6. Again I tell you, this is very important. Here 5, no problem. Here number of valence electron 2 plus 2 4 plus 10 for P block element. Number of outer shell electron plus 10 valence electron. In case of this, here period number 7, last electron enters D, so D block element. So number of, in order to find out the group number, number of NS electron 2 plus number of N minus 1 D electron, that is in ultimate shell N minus 1. N minus 1 means 7 minus 1. 7 minus 1 means 6. 6 means 6D contains 4 electrons, so that's why I have written 2 plus 4, that is 6. Okay, so that is the 6 electron. So example, an element X with jet 1 on 2 has been recently discovered. What is the electronic configuration of the element? To which group and period will it belong? The electronic configuration of element X is radon 5f14 6d10 7s2. It belongs to D block as last electron enters into the D subshell, no problem. As number of electron in minus D subshell and valence shell is equal to the 12, because 10 plus 2, okay. So S orbital electron is 2 NS, and N minus 1, N means 7, 7 minus 1 D contains 10 electrons, so 10 plus 2 12. so belongs to group 12. It belongs to 7 period, n equals to 7 of the periodic table as a principal quantum number of valence cell is 7. I think you understood this. Okay. Now periodicity. The regular gradation in properties from top to bottom in a group and from left to right in a period is called periodicity in properties. The regular gradation in properties from top to bottom in a group and from left to right in a period is called periodicity in properties. In a period, the ultimate cell remains same, but the number of electrons gradually increases. From left to right, lithium to neon. From left to right, what will happen? Electrons are increases. Atomic number increases. Number of electron and number of proton increases. In a group, number of electron in the ultimate cell remains same, but values of n increases. So that means the electrons are added into the new quantum cell. N value changes. So cause of periodicity. The cause of periodicity in properties is due to the same outermost cell electronic configuration coming at regular intervals. So same electronic configuration of outermost cell. In the periodic table, elements with similar properties occur at intervals of 2, 8, 8, 18, 18 and 32. These numbers are called magic numbers. Now valency. It is defined as the combining capacity of elements. The word valency has been derived from an Italian word valentia. So Valencia, which means combining capacity. Old concept given by Frankland, valency with respect to hydrogen, valency of hydrogen is 1. So it is defined as the number of hydrogen atom attached with particular element. So group 1 to 13, compound NaH, magnesium hydride, aluminium, silicon, valency 1, 2, aluminium 3, silicon 4, phosphorus 3, H2, HCl1. So valency with respect to hydrogen across the period increases up to 4 and then again decreases to 1. So again I recap you periodicity, cause of periodicity due to the same outermost electronic configuration coming at regular intervals. In the periodic table, elements with similar properties occur at interval of 2, 8, 8, 18, 18, 32 as a magic numbers. And in period, from if you move left to right, what will happen? Atomic number increases means number of electron increases and number of proton also increases. Okay, so number of electron also increases, that is atomic number also increases. When you discuss the size, then you discuss the effective nuclear charge. In a group, electrons are added into the new quantum cell, so n value changes. Okay, and valency, it is defined as the combining capacity of the elements. So old definition, it is defined as the number of hydrogen atom attached with the particular elements. So these are the valency of subcompounds. Valency with respect to hydrogen across the period increases up to hydrogen. Here hydrogen with respect to 1, 2, how many hydrogen 3, how many hydrogen 4, here hydrogen 3, here 2, 2, HCl1. So with respect to hydrogen here valency is 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 1. So this is the note, very important note. With respect to hydrogen, we can find out the valency of corresponding sodium hydride, magnesium hydride, aluminium hydride, silicon hydride, phosphine, hydrogen sulfide and HCl. So this is the periodicity. In periodicity, we know from left to right, the atomic number increases, down the group atomic number also increases, but number of electron also increases here, but size decreases from left to right. Why? We will discuss later. Due to increase of effective nuclear charge, and size increases from top to bottom as distance between the nucleus and outer cell electron increases. So electrons are incorporated or enter into the new quantum cell, and valency is equivalent to number of hydrogen atom. So attached to the hydrogen atom, this is the valency of the some compounds. So I have already discussed old periodic table, modern periodic table, and their groups, periods, how to find out the periods, block number, group number and valency, and how to remember the atomic numbers. Okay, so these are the very important topic regarding the elements of modern periodic tables. So all of you, I think all of you enjoy this video. So thank you for watching this video. Okay, so next class we will discuss the different types of properties. Okay, physical properties. Okay, so thank you again, thank you for watching this video.